But in the end, such risk finds its reward in Christ. And He is more than enough for us. We need never shout across the spaces to an absent God. He is nearer than our own soul, closer than our most secret thoughts. Do all the good you can. By all the means you can. In all the ways you can. In all the places you can. At all the times you can. To all the people you can. As long as ever you can. He who lays up treasures on earth spends his life backing away from his treasures. To him, death is loss. He who lays up treasures in heaven, who should we be trying to make the proudest? Our family? Our friends? Our teachers or bosses? What about the one who molded us out of the earth itself, who formed us like clay? And instilled within us the very breath of life that shaped the universe? True faith means holding nothing back. It means putting every hope in God's fidelity to Him. God is most glorified in us when we are most satisfied in Him. Avoid trivial pursuits. You are a child of God, destined for glory, and called to do great things in His name. Do not waste your life on hobbies, sports, and other recreational pursuits. Employ the time of your youth in developing the character and skills necessary to be a useful servant of God. The way of Jesus cannot be imposed or mapped. It requires an active participation in following Jesus as He leads us through sometimes strange and unfamiliar territory, in circumstances that become clear only in the hesitations and questioning. In the pauses and reflections where we engage in prayerful conversation with one another and with Him. If your life is Christ, then your death will be only more of Christ, forever. If your life is only Christlessness, then your death will be only more Christlessness, forever. That's not fundamentalism, that's the law of non-contradiction. God never said that the journey would be easy, but He did say that the arrival would be worthwhile. We sinned for no reason but an incomprehensible lack of love, and He saved us for no reason but an incomprehensible excess of love. As long as you do things for God, you are a Hall of Famer in heaven's list. If you can see it, you can achieve it. God helps those who help themselves. Power is in the act of humility. I've read the last page of the Bible. It's all going to turn out all right. The gifts of the Master are these: freedom, life, hope, new direction, transformation, and intimacy with God. If the cross was the end of the story, we would have no hope. But the cross isn't the end. Jesus didn't escape from death. He conquered it and opened the way to heaven for all who will dare to believe. The truth of this moment, if we let it sweep over us, is stunning. It means Jesus really is who He claimed to be. We are really as lost as He said we are, and He really is the only way for us to intimately and spiritually connect with God again. We never grow closer to God when we just live life. It takes deliberate pursuit and attentiveness. Outside of Christ, I am weak, in Christ, I am strong. It is not great faith, but true faith, that saves, and the salvation lies not in the faith, but in the Christ in whom faith trusts. It is not the measure of faith, but the sincerity of faith, which is the point to be considered. What you are is God's gift to you, what you become is your gift to God. Jesus is the starving, the parched, the prisoner, the stranger, the naked, the sick, the dying. Jesus is the oppressed, the poor. To live with Jesus is to live with the poor. To live with the poor. The gospel declares that no matter how dutiful or prayerful we are, we can't save ourselves. What Jesus did was sufficient. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware. But whatever you do, find the God-centered, Christ-exalting, Bible-saturated passion of your life, and find your way to say it and live for it and die for it. And you will make a difference that lasts. You will not waste your life. The sinners to whom Jesus directed His messianic ministry were not those who skipped morning devotions or Sunday church. His ministry was to those whom society considered real sinners. They had done nothing to merit salvation. Yet they opened themselves to the gift that was offered them. On the other hand, the self-righteous placed their trust in the works of the law and closed their hearts to the message of grace.